I pulled a photo of a cow off the internet here to show you guys where the beef tenderloin comes from. The tenderloin comes from right about there. So this has been in the fridge for about an hour. Excuse me, this has been in the freezer for about an hour here. It's firmed up some, but it's not frozen, right? Like, this isn't frozen. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up. I'm fighting a cold. So the goal is to get this thing out of the bag without getting your juices all over your kitchen. There we go. We're gonna get some paper towels, and we are going to pat all of this dry. All the blood off of your counter. This meat definitely has a little bit of a funk to it. So your tenderloin. There's 3 basic pieces. There is the head, there is the fillet, and then somewhere in here is the chain. Should have really got a bigger cutting board here. Okay, so just to make this a little easier to manipulate down here, this little chunk is not going to be a fillet. All right, so let's just start there. Now we're gonna get our head. Trim that off. And there's a big piece up here also we're not going to be using, so cut this too. And we're breaking this down basically to get into nice fillet size pieces. And when you cut off that big part, you can kind of see where the chain is. So I know the chain is on the back side of this meat because that's where it is, right here. Now we have it in some smaller pieces here. We're gonna take some of these chunks and have a plate over on the side here. Okay, so now we have a smaller, more manageable chunk here. Something you can do here is you can just really just start yanking some of this silver skin off. You wanna get all of this off. You can cut it if you want, but look at that. That's so easy to just remove by hand. You might as well. The more you remove by hand, the more yield you get. And if you're buying a big chunk like this, you're already in cost savings mode, right? So do it. And when you're tired of playing with it, and you can just go ahead and start cutting away at it. I'm not very good at cutting. Once I start cutting, I really start losing, meat here. Now you see I'm pretty bad at it. And it's mostly fat, but there's still definitely meat on there that just went bye-bye. Basically your goal is to get as much fat off of here as you can. Looks like you're wasting, meat with it, but, just kind of part of the deal here when you're doing this yourself. This is what the butcher would be doing. Actually, there's probably a butcher watching right now. Like, that's not how you do it at all. And they're probably right. Maybe I should have a sniffle meter on this one. All right, so this is all basically junk down here. I'm just going to throw it away to make more room on the board. There's usually a chain somewhere, and I think that's it, but it's not coming apart, so I don't want to remove it. All right, now we get into the fun part here. Cutting these into fillets. I like 1.5 inches, so for me, that's right about there. Usually up to where you can't see my glove, but where my knuckle is, to there. It's about 1.5 inches, so that's how I do it. But I like my fillets about yay big. Look at that. Mmm. Yep. Oh yeah. This little piece down here, I'll get one more fillet out of this, and the rest will be stew meat. And I usually trim off some of this stuff here if I can, if I see something obvious after I'm done cutting it down. These are fillets. These are not supposed to be very fatty. Oh, I gotta blow my nose again. We're gonna put these off to the side for a minute. And we are gonna bring the head back out. This is what we cut off in the beginning. We're gonna try to get another fillet out of this. So cut off this little chunk right here. This little chunk right here. All right, put those aside. Same deal, get all the fat off it as much as you can. Oh, look at that. Nice fillet. Sure you don't cut yourself while you're measuring. And that could have been a 2-inch fillet, but that's too thick for me. Look at that. 10 fillets. Now basically with everything we have left here, we're just gonna turn this into chunks here, stew meat. And this is all extra, right? Like you basically just got 10 fillets out of that. And that wasn't a very good cutting job either. Someone better than me probably could have got more. Maybe 11. This isn't a perfect science, right? You're basically cutting and scraping, getting what you can. You decide what's worth it to you. Yeah, this is all basically fat. Let me get that little chunk over there. Yeah, look at that little chunk over there. Yeah, look at that little chunk over there. So yeah, so if I'm making stew meat, I don't want a lot of fatty chunks in it, right? Like this is all gonna be lean beef to me. So key word there for me. You do you. You like fatty tendons in your stew? Leave all that shit on there. Okay. Last chunk of fun. Keep on cutting, keep on cutting, keep on cutting away. Oh, this meat is starting to stink. All right, there you go. Let's get this over to our plate. And to me, this is all garbage. So we got 10 fillets here, 10 nice fillets. These are 1.5 inch thick fillets. And we got a bunch of stew meat here. And I would say that is a lot of meat. Meat, 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 meat. What we're gonna do here is we are gonna vacuum seal these and then throw them in the freezer.